The beast reigns 42 months. I think there's a symbol there. And so if you look at earthly authorities, earthly rulers, they take people's money. They rule over them harshly. If you're not part of their little group and their little clique, why, you just don't get anything from the government. That's how earthly authority works. And this spirit of disobedience is working through these earthly rulers. And you see emblazoned in their flags or their emblems or their heraldry or their shields or whatever, a picture or an icon of that particular spirit. Men that have ruled over people and claimed this idea of a lion of somehow. Remember, we're looking at this beast coming up out of the sea, and it's a lion with eagle's wings. What am I talking about? Here we have Richard Coeur de Lion. Pardon my French. See, I remember this because as a young man, I read Ivanhoe, the tales of Robin Hood, and that kind of knighthood and heraldry and all of they really fascinated me as a young boy. So I remember some of these words. Richard Coeur de Lion, which means Richard, and this was a factual leader in Great Britain, Richard the Lion-Hearted. Look at Daniel 7. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. So instead of having a lion with a man's heart, you have a man, King Richard, the lion-hearted. The name Napoleon, does that ring a bell? Oops, wrong Napoleon. Here we go, that Napoleon. Napoleon, you know what that means? The word lion is in his name. You know what it means? Lion. Napoleon was a lion-hearted ruler. He had a spirit, a principality, getting him to do what was being done. Now, I'm not big on European history. I'm a little bit on British history. I probably need to do some more research on it because I love history anyway. One of the things that I know and I see is that Napoleon wanted Great Britain, wanted it bad. And I want you to consider something with me. Maybe I'm wrong on this. But you remember 1611, King James of England came out with the book. Okay, the book. The King James Bible. Now this book is destined to go everywhere because the sun never sets on the British Empire at that time. Britain had their authority all over the world. And every place that the sun was, there was the British Empire. It didn't matter where in the world it was. But something that was done in Britain from 1611 is that when King James established this book, he gave it what was called a royal letters patent. It was a copyright. Some say King James is not copyrighted. That's not true. In the United Kingdom, it is under the royal letters patent, which means it belongs not to King James. He was very wise not to do that. He put the Bible, the King James Bible, under the authority of the British Crown. And the rule is, since it's under a royal letters patent, it's as if this is King James's Bible. Where the word of a king is, there's power, the Bible says. And so you have this Bible, and as long as there is a monarch in England, be it king or queen, this Bible cannot be altered, can't be changed, can't be touched. So maybe consider Napoleon, the Lion King. Did you catch that? The Lion King wanting to invade and rule and dominate. France was under the dominion of the Vatican. Napoleon wanted to rule over Britain, eliminating the monarchy of England, thus taking away the legal protection of the King James Bible. Just a theory, all right? Moving right along. Let's study from the Bible this idea of lions, and there's a neat verse here. I'm going to show you this. Lions, male lions, actually wear crowns. Think about it. Think of it. Deuteronomy 33:20. And of Gad he said, Blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. He dwelleth as a lion, and teareth the arm with the crown of the head. There's the lion. You see his crown? God built lions to where all male lions have and wear a crown. We call the lion the king of the jungle, the king of the beast. And so lions represent the heart of a king, or the reign of a king over this earth. And so when you look at heraldry, when you look at symbols of nations and you see that lion, that's what you're getting. How does the Bible characterize lions? Numbers chapter 23, verse 24. Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. Judges 14:18. And the men of the city said unto him on the seventh day before the sun went down, what is sweeter than honey, and what is, notice the phrase, stronger than a lion? And he said unto them, if ye had not plowed with my heifer, ye had not found out my riddle. So a couple things that from the natural realm, we understand lions. We know lions. We've seen them besides, the zoo. National Geographic goes out and tells us, good Americans, because the only thing we have here is like mountain lions and cougars and things like that. We don't have these big, fierce lions with these crowns on their head here in America. We don't have that. We have spirits like that, but we don't have that. So we understand what lions are. Number one, they are flesh eaters. They're sold. They don't sit and pull turnips out of the ground. They don't pick berries. You don't see them walking around with little baskets of flowers. They kill animals, and they kill people, and they consume them. So you have, as part of this idea of a lion, it is a consuming authority. It is to eat up the prey, drink the blood of the slain. They're very bloodthirsty. Think of rulers. Vlad the Impaler was a very bloodthirsty man. We look at dictators and rulers as being, we call them bloodthirsty because their insatiable desire for blood cannot be quenched. And then we have what the Bible refers as the strength of a lion. If a man encounters a lion, the lion wins. He wins. There's no way around it unless the man shoots him. But the lion wins because of his strength. Look at 2 Samuel 1:23. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions. You see how this is put together here. You have eagles, and we're going to study eagles. You have the swiftness of eagles. A very Hitler. When Hitler decided to go invade Poland, he went, let's go, and they invaded Poland, and within a matter of days, we own Poland. When Hitler decided he wanted France, of course France was easy, he invaded France, got it. It was swift. All of a sudden, now this guy is ruling over everything. And I want you to keep this in mind, because something that relates to the rise of the Antichrist, because as we saw in Revelation 13, he's like a lion. So number one, the rise of this fourth kingdom is going to be very powerful, inescapable. If you think that because you dug a bunker and you've got dehydrated food under there and a generator and your SKSs and all your stuff under there, if you think you're going to ride this out, think again. There's going to come a time, my friend, when God is going to allow this fourth kingdom, a spiritual kingdom, to rule over you. And if you are not on God's side, you're in big trouble. You can listen to Alex Jones fight against New World Order all you want to. You can get a bullhorn, you can hand out videos, you can make up whatever conspiracy theories you want to. But if you are not on God's side on this thing, covered in the blood of Jesus, they will win over you. They will destroy you. They are stronger than lions, and they are swifter at eagles. Think about how easily it is for us to fall into some sins. Just like that. And it's like, before I knew it, there it was. Comes on fast. What does the Bible tell us about the last days? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Sudden destruction. Boom! Just like that. As travail upon a woman with a child. I had one experience, and all the children that Lisa and I had, one experience where with our second child, we were just sitting there eating ice cream, watching TV, and all of a sudden, boom! She's in labor. Just like that. Water broke and everything. It comes quickly. before you know it. If I were you, I'd be in this Bible and I would be ready. 2 Samuel 17:10. He also that is valiant, whose heart is as the heart of a lion, shall utterly melt. For all Israel knoweth that thy father is a mighty man, and they which be with him are valiant men. So look at the nature and the character of, look at some of these earthly rulers. Alexander the Great, swift, valiant, which means he didn't just sit in an office somewhere signing executive orders. He was out there on the front line fighting the battles for him. That's what he was doing. Valiant, brave, strong of character. People said that when they got around Adolf Hitler, they said that just being in his presence, there was a spirit that came over people that made them melt in front of him. He's just a little squirmy little Bavarian mongrel. That's all he was, with a stupid mustache. What is he thinking? What is he compensating for? But they said when Hitler walked down into a room, you melted in front of that man. Valiant, strong, swift. He had a spirit on him. Spirits. You can't fight spirits in the flesh. Can't do it. Psalm chapter 7 verse 2. Lest he tear my soul like a lion, rending it in pieces while there is none to deliver. Psalm 10:9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. So lions are valiant. They're strong. They're very swift. This lion with eagle's wings is very swift. And he is one who tears things in pieces. So look for where you have, still in this nation, we have people that are unified. I'm almost laughing at the call on 9/11 of this year for there to be 1 million Muslims marching in Washington, D.C. 25 people showed up. Meanwhile, 800,000 to maybe somewhere around 2 million, we don't know the number, bikers. You know what bikers are? They're kind of like older guys, like my age and on up, okay, who still wear flags, who still believe in this country, who still want their freedom and their liberty. And they stood united, and they all rode in Washington, D.C., even though the government wouldn't give them a permit to parade. They just said, vroom, vroom, vroom. That's what they said. And they went right through and did whatever they wanted to do. And nobody could stop them. See, that's unity that a nation needs. When the lion comes, he's going to tear all that in pieces. All of that's going to be gone. There's still hope for America right now, I believe. There's still hope for nations right now. But when that lion comes, he's going to tear it all in pieces. And then he lieth in wait in secret. He hides, he crouches down. Lions just happen to be the same color as the grass that they're laying in. Why? Camouflage. They're there. You don't know it. There is, let's say, for your soul, let's make this personal. For your soul, there's a lion waiting to tear your soul in pieces, to destroy you. He's very secret. He's not going to be where you expect him to be. And he's lying in wait. And what is he doing? He's very patient. And he'll